It's time to hack the movies. Today, we're talking about tapes.
Hello, Johanna.
Hello, Tony.
New year, new us.
I'm the same person.
Yes, it's the new year. It's our second episode of the new year, but the first one that's being filmed in the new year. And
yes,
we were originally not going to do this episode, but this new year is off to a bad start. Poor Betty White.
2021 just had a...
What are you?
I was going to twist the knife. Just
Oh, that's twisting.
I was going like this because they're stabbing.
Please stop making that motion. You're like, 2021. Let me...
Yeah, 2021.
This is the stab. No, you weren't doing that. You were
going like this.
No, that's not the stab.
I have a knife.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm stabbing.
That's not.
And then they twist the knife. Anyway, 2021 just had to twist that knife at the very end there.
I'm sorry.
I think you were just perverted. I think you need to get help.
Why is your
forgive your mother?
Why is your stabbing motion the same as the jerking off? Like, you don't stab like this. You stab like that or like that.
Why would you know?
Anyway,
he's killed a man.
Jesus Christ. Yes, Betty White didn't make it.
No.
I was so shocked. Were you shocked? Were you surprised? I was very heartbroken by it.
I mean, I was sad, but obviously it was coming. It's just more the fact that she was planning all that, like, 100th anniversary stuff.
It was just coming. I thought she was going to live forever. And when
number one, why would you want to live forever?
That's a Queen song from Highlander. Who wants to live?
You're not answering my question.
Well, the movie Zardoz actually explores.
That's not it. No, I want to hear from you.
Why would I want to live forever?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Why?
Get to experience new things.
Okay, so the entire time you've been born, everything that's happened, you would like to relive other things like that too?
Well, eventually enough people in my life would die and I get to like start over like a vampire or a Highlander. You start over with a new life and you
Were you just complaining about being like alone? Like, like you were literally just talking about that when we were watching the movie.
I wasn't complaining about being alone. If anything, I'm enjoying it. Anyway.
Doubt.
Yeah, living forever will be awesome. But
no, thank you. I've already had enough and I'm 32.
Betty White didn't make it, and I was very, very upset as a big Betty White fan, and that's why we chose to do this episode, because of our love for Betty White. And man, the Golden Girls. I love that show.
Oh, I love it. Do you actually like the show?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Love it.
So who's your favorite?
Betty White.
You don't even know her real
Yeah, I know her name. Character name. It's Florence.
That's the one actress's name, but close.
Shit. Okay.
Here, I'll give you a hint. Do you remember any of the characters from Titanic?
Yeah.
Okay, name one of the characters.
Oh, Jack.
Another one.
Rose.
There you go.
Is that it?
No, you need her last name.
Oh, Rose Tico. Yes. Betty White played Rose Tico.
It's Rose Nyland.
Sure. Well, I'm sorry.
I've been a B. Arthur, a Dorothy fan, personally.
Look.
It's actually a good show. You should watch it.
Cried,
some things are dated.
I cried so much, as I often cry, that I forgot her character's name on the show that I love so much, The Golden Girls, because I love Betty White.
I can't believe you've never watched The Golden Girls.
Every episode. Multiple times. Why are you trying to sour our Betty White tribute episode? I really care about her. I want to celebrate her legacy. I'm not picking a movie to cash in on her death at all. That would be a bad thing to do, right?
Why are you like this? Why are you like this?
Because I don't think anyone would watch a Lake Placid review any other time.
Oh my god.
So yes, Betty White, who everyone loved because she was an old lady who cursed. I mean, I just had my grandmother for that. So that wasn't really shocking to me. My grandmother doesn't say cock or fuck a lot, though. She says shit a lot. She calls people bitches and bastards, but...
Okay.
I don't know, I just thought the Betty White thing was really hyped. I mean, I love Betty White. Anyway, we chose stop jerking ghosts off. You know someone's gonna gift that. Someone's gonna gift that.
If it's not on the clip channel, I swear to God. Or the out of context, excuse me.
Yeah, the out of context one.
I'm watching you.
I love someone just did the collage of you being confused by microphones.
Just me just the entire time.
So anyway, we picked the movie you think of the most when you think of Betty White, Lake Placid. Shout out to the fan who recommended this. They're like, Tony, you gonna do a Lake Placid review now that she's dead? I'm like, fuck, I really want to talk about Lake Placid, but I don't think it would do well. But now I can, because people are looking up Betty White stuff.
That's fucked up.
Rest in peace, Betty White. 19 whatever to 2021. So Lake Placid, we all love it, right? It's your favorite movie?
It's not my favorite movie, but I definitely enjoyed it.
So you had never seen this?
No.
Never.
And it's weird, because I had the conversation with you. I've never seen it, and this is definitely a movie I would be into.
Yeah, so
like,
it was like halfway through where I'm like laughing at stuff because I forgot a lot about the movie. I haven't seen it in a while. But you're like, yeah, got up to one scene where you genuinely didn't know what was going on. Like, oh, you've never seen, I thought this.
What scene was it?
I think it was the Betty White twist.
Was
Actually, no, it was a little bit earlier.
Yeah, there was something beforehand. I forget what it was. When did this come out again?
1999.
Jesus. 82 minutes, too.
Yeah.
No! Is that on both? No!
Yeah. Oh, all right, let me,
I don't like that.
So, let me tell you something.
Poor cow.
Kieran was there when I discovered this. So, I bought this Lake Placid copy in a thrift store, and I did the famous thing where I did not check the tape. So I get a tape that just says David Letterman, exclamation point, exclamation point. We put the tape on, and whoever's tape this was, he taped the beginning of what's later the Late Show? Is
Late Show with David Letterman?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
They taped the beginning of a bunch of episodes of the Late Show, but just the part where it says it's David Letterman. And then it would cut, it's David Letterman. Cut, it's David Letterman. And then the tape is a guy, I might actually do a video of me just watching this guy's tape. It's a guy filming the trucks where he works. I guess he worked in like a truck business. And then it's his family home videos. About 40 minutes of, what's that movie with Michael Douglas and...
Glenn Close?
No, Michael Douglas and oh fuck. The girl used to be hot and now she has a raspy voice.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. Jewel of the Nile, is that it? Romancing the Stone. It's 40 minutes of Romancing the Stone. There's a couple Simpsons episodes and then a Simpsons episode but being filmed off a TV. Like he pointed his camera at the TV. And then PBS documentaries on crack and littering. And then a news report on the death of Gene Roddenberry. This is a 3-hour-long tape. I learned a lot from this tape.
And you just watched it?
I learned a lot about this African-American family because the family, whenever it cuts to the home video stuff, I'm like, wow, okay. So they had a birthday party in 1993, and this is what they were watching in 1994. And like this tape spans many years.
I wonder if like other people have just had this tape in their possession.
I have a box of just blank what I think are blank VHS tapes, and I kind of want to just do a Patreon thing where I go through them.
Do it.
So anyway, it was in a Lake Placid thing. So I eventually got the actual movie, and we watched it on beautiful VHS on our nice big 4K
This is great.
TV.
I could barely see anything.
Yeah, so I saw this in theaters. Me, my cousins, my godfather, my sister, we all went out to watch this. And we had a hell of a time. Like, as the box says, you'll spend as much time laughing as you do screaming. I think this is supposed to be like the monster movie answer to Scream, where it's not taking itself seriously. It's making fun of other giant monster sort of things.
Did this come out before or after Anaconda?
After Anaconda.
Okay.
Oh, spoiler. This is in the Anaconda universe, as we find out later on. This is directed by Steve Miner, who did Friday the 13th, like 2 and 3, and Halloween H2O. He was hot off of Halloween H2O. And it was written by David E. Kelly, Michelle Pfeiffer's husband, who created a bunch of TV shows, especially Ally McBeal.
Oh, yeah.
And funny enough, there's a commercial for an Ally McBeal, Callista Flockhart movie in the beginning of this. I found out from another podcast, he likes to write all his scripts on legal paper in freehand. Because I think it makes him seem cool. But that just means someone has to take it and then type it, and it wastes a lot of time. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's talk about this classic. This is a classic.
Nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Nice shirt, too.
Yeah, mine's better.
I'm going to read the back of the box. Now, this is the best.
I'm going to read along with you.
By the way, premiere.
Oh, this year's Anaconda.
Yeah,
Does it say it on yours?
No.
Oh.
See, that's the standard VHS cover. I have.
Excuse me.
The premiere series, the best of 20th Century Fox.
Huh?
No wonder you got bought out by Disney. If you're saying this is one of your best. Bill Pullman, Independence Day, Bridget Fonda, Simple Plan, and Oliver Platt, Bulworth share an appetite for sheer adventure when a tranquil New England lakefront erupts into an action-packed den of destruction in this monster of a hit from Wireless Magazine. An investigative team armed with state-of-the-art equipment, not really, high-powered weaponry, and a biting sense of sarcasm. Wow, they put that right on the box.
Wait, let me see the back of your box real quick. Okay, so you don't have what I have. This is really funny. So, eye-popping, P.O.P. And don't forget, it was trailered on Never Been Kissed, Entrapment, and more.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Wait.
This looks like
fake, right? Like, it looks so weird.
No, you know what I think this is?
What?
I think this is a tape that they send to like VHS, like rental stores to see if they want to buy the movie and rent it out. Because we have like that Kazam one right there. That's a demo tape.
Huh.
Yeah, so this is probably what they sold to stores. Oh yeah, Post Street ad campaign. Yeah, so this is like a demo tape.
That's
but
actually
just
really funny.
Just the cover. I don't know where the tape went. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let me finish reading this. They work together to defeat Black Lake's, spoiler, it's not even called Lake Placid, most ferocious resident, a 30-foot prehistoric crocodile. That's a lie. Betty White co-stars as the cantankerous Mrs. Bickerman, a role you've got to hear to believe in this terrifying tale of survival that combines humors, thrills, and remarkable deftness.
Huh?
82 minutes. That's a sign of a good movie when it can't even hit the 90-minute mark. Yes. So let's talk about Lake Placid, your new favorite movie.
I did like it. Sorry.
So it starts off with Brendan Gleeson. By the way, I don't know any of the characters' names. As always, I will just refer to them as their actors. Brendan.
Hold on. It's Bill Pullman, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Jack, and then Bridget Fonda, right? Kelly, and then
Oliver Platt is
sheriff dude, and then it's Hector.
Hector, yeah. But fuck that.
I don't know the sheriff's name. I just know he's sheriff.
Fuck that. We're saying the real names. So Brandon Gleeson, the sheriff, is out on the lake, and a diver is looking for something.
What was he looking? I don't remember.
He goes under and he finds a nest of something. I think I know what the nest is now when you think about the ending, but it sounds like chirping.
It looked like he was like underneath like a canoe thing.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean when he goes, they go underneath and walk. It looked like that type of thing where there was like air.
Yeah, I guess something got like submerged and he was checking. And spoiler, I think it's a crocodile nest, but at first you might think it's like a bird nest or something.
No.
Well, he gets fucking eaten, and it's a
He's
similar.
bitten in half.
Yes, but before he gets bit in half, he's being dragged in the water. It reminded me of this movie called Jaws. Have you heard of it?
No, never.
Oh, well, you
Never
actually got eaten in our Jaws review.
never went on the ride in Universal. Rest in peace. This is a memorial episode for everything.
So in Jaws, the girl gets pulled underneath.
Yep.
And the movie is setting it up like that, but because this is the 90s, we have to one-up everything. And Brendan Gleeson pulls him out, and he is cut in half. And that would be cool, except I saw it in The Relic, which I have a review of. In The Relic, it's actually even cooler. You ever see The Relic?
No.
It's awesome at the end. Well, not at the end. These SWAT guys go in, they all get eaten by the monster. But the one guy's like, help me out. And they pull him out. And it's just the top half. But the one cop just falls to his knees and goes, ah! And then it just cuts.
Oh, so that cop had more of a reaction.
No, Brendan Gleeson just looks and goes, huh.
Oh, well, look at that. Oh,
What is that? Dead.
Oh, well.
What a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets eaten. And then we cut to Bridget Fonda, who we all know as Mary Shelley in Frankenstein Unbound. I love that Joe made this. Like, they never officially made, like, this is in the movie, but he actually got a picture of her and recreated the stupid fucking thing from Frankenstein Unbound. Yes, Bridget Fonda. Remember when she was in movies?
Yeah, what was that one? Kiss of the Dragon or whatever? Oh.
She's Babe in Kiss of the Dragon. She was in a lot of good shit, and then she did, like, 2002, she was in a TV movie based off the Ice Queen, like, Frozen. The story that Frozen comes from. She's an adaptation
yes.
of the story. And yeah, she popped out some ginger kids with Danny Elfman. She hasn't been in the movie since. Come back, Bridget Fonda.
It's going to be me soon. I'm going to, get married and pop out my ginger kids. I'm not having kids. I'm not doing that now. Never mind.
Whoa. I can't wait for you to accidentally get knocked up. And then I pull all these clips of you saying you'll never have kids. Then I play it for your kids. So her boss/boyfriend.
Who is he? He looks like somebody.
God, he does. Shit, was he the guy in Halloween H2O that Jamie Lee Curtis is sleeping with? Jessica, look up who her boyfriend is. Or Sean, whoever's editing this. It's usually Jessica, but sometimes it's Sean. Good job, both of you guys. Yeah, so he's like, hey, we need to talk. And then it cuts to her doing Lamaze breathing. Because she's stressed out.
Oh, yeah, but it was the actual, like, giving birth breathing.
Yeah. And it's because she's stressed out, and her friend/coworker comes in, and it's Mariska Hardick?
I forget her name.
Law and Order lady.
Yeah.
It's the Law and Order lady. And I literally sat there and went, is that Law and Order lady?
And then the close-up, and we're like, yeah.
So she's like, so-and-so broke up with me. She's like, oh, yeah, I know. And she's like, how? Like, I had insider information.
Yeah, she had insider information.
He was inside
yeah,
her.
Exactly.
That's where she got the
information.
So yeah, so this is a very problematic workplace. People are cheating.
Breakup was really weird too.
Yeah, it looked like he was about to like assign her something, and then it just cut post breakup.
Yeah.
So we have coworkers sleeping together and then cheating on their significant others. What a bunch of assholes. This is not a healthy work environment. Anyway.
I mean, they just seem like shitty people anyway, so.
Yeah.
Maybe they deserve each other. I think she's better off anyway.
She's like, hey, I slept with your boyfriend. I'm sorry. God.
It just happened.
It just happened. Because that's how it happens. It just happened.
You're an asshole.
At least they broke up. At least there was that.
I have never cheated on a person. What about you, Tony?
But college was a time.
Such an asshole.
You make mistakes. I haven't done it since maturing.
You matured?
In some ways. Because cheating is the wrong thing to do. And also, it's real complicated. And goddamn, it's fucking, you gotta, like, schedule things differently. And social media made it even worse. Anyway, don't cheat. Especially you. So, yeah.
X comes in to assign her after.
Is that right afterwards? Oh, no,
yeah.
no. First, it cuts back to Maine.
That's right.
And Bill Pullman, they find the body, and they're like, fuck, it's tooth, I guess. So they call.
Or fragment of a tooth.
Fragment of a tooth. So they call the museum. And yeah, her boss is like, hey, I'm not here to talk about me cheating on you. you got to go to Maine to look at a tooth because they said it might be a dinosaur. And she's like, what the fuck? You don't.
I like how she was like, yeah, it probably was a dinosaur. Not my problem.
She's like, yeah, figured it out. By the way, all right. So again, it's David E. Kelly. Ally McBeal is at its height right now. Every character in this is so fucking sarcastic
and obnoxious.
And they're just the worst people.
Very condescending.
Like everyone in this movie
is an asshole.
They really made a movie where you just don't care about anyone because they're all the worst people. And I get it. He was doing Ally McBeal where they're like blood-sucking lawyers. And I get it. But it's just like, holy shit. Can we have one likable person in this? Maybe Bill Pullman, kind of, but not a lot. Compared to the other ones.
Honestly, the crocodile was the most.
The crocodile was probably the most polite.
Oh, and the cows.
And the cows. The most polite people in the movie. So yeah, he's like, you need to go investigate this tooth. And realistically, she should be like, why don't they just mail it here?
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, you need to go look for it. And she's like, you just want me out of here because I'm making you and your new girlfriend uncomfortable. It's like, what? No. But I like when she's like, I'm not going to go to Maine.
She goes to Maine.
It's hard cuts the plane. So yeah, this movie so far is Jaws, but if they just skipped to the Richard Dreyfuss character showing up.
Yeah.
And if the Richard Dreyfuss character was a woman, and if she was the worst character, she is.
They do end up growing on me at the end. Like a little bit, but like in the beginning with this whole thing, whatever, her with the raid and everything, I'm like, oh my god, I have a thing with this. I have a thing with this. I have that's all she kept saying.
She goes to like the morgue and she's just a dick to everyone. But she determines it is not a fossil. It is most likely reptilian. She doesn't know how it got there. She asks to see the lake. But before that, she sees the dead body, and she does not handle it well. She is the opposite of Clarice.
I mean, she doesn't have a handle with any of the dead bodies in this entire thing.
To be fair, the other dead bodies, I could see not being able to handle that. But this one, like, you knew what you were going into. You just thought you were more ready. Like I said, it's the opposite of Clarice, where she sees the dead body on the slab, and she's like, trying to keep calm. Bridget Fonda's like, oh my god! And Brendan Gleeson's just like, yeah, what did you expect there? Yeah, she meets Bill Pullman, and they're both anti-museum.
For some reason.
They're like, no, you're not coming on the lake with us. She's like, but yeah,
what did he say?
The museum sent me, and he's like, I don't care.
He's the something fish and something.
Oh yeah, Brendan Gleeson is the sheriff. Bill Pullman is Fish and Game.
Fish and Game, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And somehow the Fish and Game people have jurisdiction over
the lake.
The police.
When it comes to the lake and the parks.
Still weird.
I don't know. You got a problem with the fish? Take it up with the Fish and Game department.
I got a problem. I'm going to write you a strongly worded letter.
Dear Fish and Game of Bucks County, Pennsylvania, I don't agree with the hierarchy presented in the movie Lake Placid from 1999. And they send you a letter. They're like, please
don't contact us again.
That's one of my favorite. The first time Trailer Park Boys ended, the boys that get stuck in the middle of a river that's in between America and Canada. And like suddenly there's all these people. So like the Canadian police are trying to arrest them. The American police are trying to arrest them. And then the Fish and Wildlife are trying to arrest them. And they're like, all right, what do we get with you? And they give them that sentence. Like, what about you? And then the Fish and Wildlife are like, hefty fine. And you get this. Like, that sounds pretty good. We're going to think about that. They're like trying to decide who they're going to turn themselves over to. I think they turn themselves over to America. And then Ricky, he ends up graduating. He gets his GED because American schools way easier than Canadian schools.
God.
Anyway, they are anti-museum, but they're pro-Hot Babe. Hot Babe just shows up. She's like, I heard a guy was eaten in half, and Brendan Gleeson's like, oh, yeah, it was just an accident.
She had a very nice butt.
She
walked away. I was like,
everything was nice on that girl. All the girls in this pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Not as good as the main star of the movie we watched the other day.
Oh, we can't announce that yet.
I know, but I want to drop a hint.
We will be on a commentary track coming up. They said they really liked our track.
Good.
Yes, we did a commentary track, and when I'm allowed to tell you what it is, I will tell you what it is. And
then you can harken back to this joke.
Okay, they go onto the lake and they visit Betty White because she lives on the lake. And they're like, "Hey, have you seen this?" And she's like,
Very
"Oh,
nice house.
a very nice house."
It
She's like,
smells
"Yeah,
very
you know,
cozy."
my husband died." And they're like, "That wasn't reported." And she's like, "Oh, sorry, I guess I forgot." And she's like, "How did she die?" And she's like, "Oh, I killed him." And right away, if I'm Brendan Gleeson, I'm hitting her in the face with a nightstick. I'm throwing her to the ground. I'm reading her Miranda rights, handcuffing her and throwing her in the wagon. So they're like,
Police brutality.
yeah, they're like, "You
Terrible.
murdered your husband?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, he was sick. And he asked me to do it. So I hit him with a frying pan." And they're like, "Ha!"
Where's the body?
And she goes, "He's buried out there. You can dig him up if you want." And they're like, realistically, I remember my godfather being mad about this because he bitched. We went home and he bitched about it to my dad. He's like, "The girl confesses to a murder," and they just don't even care. And yeah, as I said when I was reading the back of the box, it's not Lake Placid.
Yeah, so why is it Lake Placid, the movie? Like,
I don't know. Black Lake would have been fine. But they even make a joke about it. Like, is it a thing where like they thought they weren't going to name the movie Lake Placid because it was taken or something? Because they have a joke. She's like, "Wow, the water's so still." And the guy goes, "They were going to call it Lake Placid, but the name was taken." And she goes, "Oh, that's a shame." And I'm wondering if like, was it called Lake Placid and they didn't think they would be able to use that name, so that's an inside joke, but then they did end up using the name? I don't know. Doesn't make sense. Really, really bothered me. I'm like, why? Why did you do this? Also, did you know she's a city girl? Have we established that enough?
it's
She's like, "I have to sleep in the woods."
again, she has a thing with everything. I have a tick thing.
Oh, I have a thing with ticks. I have a thing with mosquitoes.
I have a tent thing, I guess. Oh, yada, 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 yada.
Yeah, and do you know what they forgot to pack? So, this might shock you, but I'm not a woman.
Hold on. So this joke actually reminded me of the most recent thing with NASA sending, I think it was like over 100 tampons up with the female astronaut.
Yeah.
Thinking that was like what she needed. You don't need to change your tampons that much.
You don't know what people's flows are like.
Or just talk to her. What do you need?
Hey, if you can fit 100 tampons, you might as well fit 100 tampons up. You have some left over for the next people.
I'm pretty sure they weren't used for the next people.
I think that was just NASA is very prepared. What if like like a mouse got in and chewed them up or something?
Anyway, what was it? Feminine napkins?
Feminine napkins.
Oh, God, we forgot to pack the feminine napkins.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, they call it. Like, if you ever go into a female restroom or whatever, and they still have those quarter things, which I don't even know why they're not free. But they have a thing that says feminine napkins, so you could, like, put your quarter in, get either a pad or a tampon.
I've never heard.
Really?
Until this movie, someone called it feminine napkins.
Feminine napkins. Yeah, I know. I hate it too.
That person stormed.
It was my porg. My porg got mad on my behalf.
So Brendan Gleeson pulls out.
You can see the porg. Cool.
Brendan Gleeson pulls a moose head out of the water.
And he throws it at Bridget Fonda's character.
He
throws it. I saw it with my own eyes.
He
These
dropped
men.
it. She gets mad and just starts slapping him. And again, get your nightstick out and just start beating her up. You're being assaulted. He's the worst sheriff. He doesn't care when people get bit in half.
Even it's just like, oh.
He lets a murderer go free, and he just allows himself to get. He allows himself to get like beat up by multiple people.
Maybe that's his kink.
Maybe.
Are you kink shaming?
He didn't really seem like. Also, Brendan Gleeson, great actor. Really struggles with that American accent. I don't think he can pull off the American accent too well. Was he in 28 Days Later? I think he was in 28 Days Later.
I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a while.
He's in Bruges. That's a good movie.
I don't know what that is.
In Bruges, really good movie. Yeah, so you might be thinking, wow, this movie has a lot of characters. You know what it needs? More characters. So Oliver Platt shows up as Hector, the crocodile hunter, I guess. He helps museums with stuff.
I like his helicopter.
He's got a crocodile-themed helicopter. So he shows up, and again, he's just the rudest guy in the world.
He's okay, like, so I get not liking Kelly.
Yeah.
Bridget Fonda. Because all she does is just complain, even though I can relate to complaining a lot because that's all I also do. But this guy is literally just a dick to be a dick.
He
Like comments that come out of his mouth. I'm like, oh my God, why would you say that?
They have a running gag where he keeps calling Brendan Gleeson fat, but it's like, Oliver Platt, you're not much thinner. It's like when Justin criticizes what I'm eating. It's like, who the fuck are you to fucking...
Jesus Christ.
Are you kidding me? Or when he criticizes what I'm wearing. I'm like, you wear basketball shorts all year round because you can't fit in anything else. Don't point fingers at me. Yeah, so Oliver Platt is like, oh, hey, oh, you're so round, you're fat. It's like, yeah, so are you, Oliver. Shut the fuck up. Again, they're rude. And again, so they're doing like, they're trying to be like Jaws, but they've now established 2 Richard Dreyfuss characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. We don't have, I guess Bill Pullman's supposed to be the Chief Brody character. We don't really have a Quint. I don't know if Oliver Platt's supposed to be Quint. He is not Quint.
No.
He's just another Richard Dreyfuss. Oh my God.
This movie's a mess.
Yeah. Oh, and then just randomly when they're in the water looking for the croc, he just makes up a thing where he had sex with Bridget Fonda.
What did he say again?
It was exquisite or something. I
it's-
cut to the clip. He says something weird about it.
She told you that we had sex together? So vigorous.
So weird.
And she's like, that never happened. What the fuck is wrong with you? The crocodile attacks them.
Yep.
Fucking knocks Bridget Fonda into the water. And then like you think there's going to be this tense scene and then it just cuts and they're like, oh,
Yeah, she just climbs
on
back
the-
up in the boat and
she's on the phone. She's like, you got to send someone out here. There's a crocodile. And they're like, nah, not enough evidence, which I thought was bizarre.
Yeah.
They do find a toe.
yeah, the frickin' toe and there's like worms and stuff and
Yeah.
and she's like, worms, I have a thing with worms.
She
I'm
has
like,
to
"Shut
think
up!"
worms. And then Oliver Platt and Brendan Gleeson are really mean to
Also,
this
why
dead
are
body.
they touching it? Because isn't that technically like a crime scene thing? Because it's like a dead body.
Yeah, you'd want to put it in the...
Yeah, and he's just holding it like.
But they're like, was this your friend? And he goes, I remembered him being much taller. And they're like, here's your friend. I'm like, that's a dead body, you dicks. I like fucking Logan Paul. Like, show some respect for the goddamn dead, you assholes. Oh, like, they're just too sarcastic and witty. Like, the Scream had a nice balance.
Yeah.
But this isn't like, if this was like an airplane style parody, I could tolerate this, but it's just not working. I mean,
Yeah.
it's working to laugh at and make fun of, but it's just not what I think the writer thinks he's more clever than he is.
Most likely.
I mean,
Nah, that was messed up. that was severely messed up.
I would like to think if someone found my toe after I got bit in half, you'd be like, oh my God, that's horrifying.
I'd be like,
You
see ya.
bitch.
Rest in peace.
So later that night, Oliver Platt is dancing with the cops and paying them to dig holes. And Brendan Gleeson's upset. And he says to the one cop, he's like, oh, you have such nice boobs.
Yeah.
And she's into it.
I know.
She's like,
Maybe that's supposed to be the thing. He's supposed to have this like alluring sex appeal. And that's why he can get away with calling other people fat.
and he continues to be rude to Brendan Gleeson. It's just like, dude, come on. And there's not enough sexual chemistry in this. And now we have Bridget Fonda and Bill Pullman flirting.
Yeah.
I think she tells him like, yeah, I'm here because I don't
Yeah,
wanna
she
go
does.
home.
Yeah, she does.
Because
The breakup.
Because
and-
my ex-boyfriend / boss is sleeping with my coworker / friend. God, what a clusterfuck. Yeah, Brendan Gleeson, he goes to pee. And he gets like, oh yeah, he finds Oliver Platt in the woods.
Yeah, he was making like he was
A
digging the
snare
hole.
trap.
Yeah.
And then we get a little bit of backstory. It's like Oliver Platt, he faced a crocodile and it didn't kill him, so now he thinks he's immune. And he worships.
He thinks they're like godly creatures.
He thinks they're godly creatures, and then Brendan Gleeson falls in a trap.
Yeah.
So the next day, they're trying to drag out the croc again. The croc drags the boat, and Bridget Fonda,
it literally just picks up the anchor and just is like, wee!
And just takes it. Which is a lot like Jaws. And they do get a little bit of mileage out of this. Not as much. You know how Jaws had the barrels?
Mm-hmm.
They set up earlier, they're like, oh, these fish are like splashing because they're scared. And that's how you know.
They said that they were like about to feed or something like that. And he was like, they're not feeding, they're scared.
No, there's something scaring them and they're like, running away. So I do like when she's in the water and then that happens.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, the crocodile's around.
So this scene probably is the only like tense point I felt or whatever. Like, I was like, oh shit, like this might actually get her.
Yes.
And then it obviously doesn't.
No, but after everyone's back on the boat safely, the one cop gets his head bit off.
He's like just slightly leaning over and the croc comes just like whack. There it goes.
Yeah, just the head, just.
And then they're like trying to pull the body back up, and it's like, all right, I guess like it makes sense because you want to have that for like the loved ones or whatever. But at that point, whatever, if that thing's like attacking, I'd be like, here, take it. Let's go that way.
But then again, it leads to another scene where Oliver Platt and Brendan Gleeson.
It's like a weird dick measuring contest, but like I feel like it's just one-sided with the Hector character because he's just being a dick for no reason.
But then they try to comfort each other.
Yeah, they end up with like a weird bromance.
Yeah, they try to comfort each other, and then he's like, oh, by the way, I had a dream where my head was off, and he goes into this long diatribe, and Brendan Gleeson's like, I don't want to talk to you. And then he gets caught in the snare trap.
I think it was trying to be like he was trying to be relatable. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I sympathize with you, blah, blah, blah. But he was just being a complete dick about it. So I don't know if it was like trying to be a joke. Like it was supposed to be like comedic.
The whole movie seems like a joke.
It's just, no, but like I don't know if they were just trying to actually frame it that way or if he was just supposed to be just an idiot.
I think a little bit of both.
He's like, oh my God. The more he talked, I'm like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up.
Every character I wanted here to shut up.
Why can't people just shut the fuck up?
So they go to fight, and then a bear interrupts.
Poor bear.
The bear gets eaten by...
Like, right away.
The bear turns into CGI, and it gets eaten by the CGI crocodile.
It was a cute bear.
Now,
It was a cute bear.
It was a cute bear.
Why do bears have to be like not friends?
I mean, they can be friends. You just can't really trust them.
But I want them to be my friend.
Well, some of them will be your friend.
If not friend, why are they friend-shaped? Have you seen those ears?
Some can be friendly, but as the grizzly man learned, some are not friendly, and they will eat you and your girlfriend alive.
No, that's how I go. I deserve it.
Well, the audio's never been released, but according to director Werner Herzog and the guy's ex-friend, apparently it is not a good way to go, because apparently the screams still haunt them to this day. I don't know if you have a spoiler for Grizzly Man. He gets eaten in the end. And the camera was rolling, but the lens cap was on, so all you heard was the audio of him and his girlfriend just being devoured by this one bear.
They didn't have anything to defend themselves?
No, he was like super into the bears and loved them, and he would film himself just living with the bears all winter long. But there was one bear that he wasn't used to who was just not having his bullshit. And I guess,
why would you go around an animal you don't know?
Well, he didn't know any of them at first. You never saw Grizzly Man.
Mm-mm.
Guy was a fucking weirdo. Cool dude. Fucking weirdo. But yeah, this one year, there was this one bear that was just not tolerating his shit, and the bear was about to go into hibernation, but didn't have enough to eat. So he's like, hey, where are those two assholes that never run away? And then he ate them alive. Great fucking documentary. Check out that documentary if you haven't.
It's kind of why I like the crocodile family.
Yeah.
Like Steve Irwin, like the Irwins. They're not idiots.
Oh no, they kill things all the time.
No, I just mean like they know something's dangerous and they literally say to people like, hey, like, yes, we're doing this, but this is dangerous.
They carried guns.
Yeah.
People forget there's like episodes where they'll hunt like boar to draw out crocodiles. Yeah. Anyway.
Irwins are great, by the way.
Yeah. So the bear gets eaten.
Like right away, literally, it's just like, I'm charging. All right, I'm going to turn around and be like her. And then it's just like, ha, snap.
Yeah, the bear looks so surprised. Like, what's going on?
The noises it makes, though, is so sad. It's so sad.
Like, even the bear was just like, is that a crocodile? It's like,
why are you here?
You ever see like an animal when they've seen an animal they never saw before?
Yeah, my cat met a dog and was like, what the fuck? He wasn't even, oh my God. He didn't even want to talk to me the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Normally he's chirping at me. He's looking at me like, don't even come near me.
My sister's dog, I once took him to the park.
Which one?
I don't want to dox myself. I took him to the park and there was like a horse and he just like...
No, what dog?
Oh, Harley. And he just sat down.
I'm not going to dox
Yeah.
myself.
He just like sat down and looked at the horse because he just couldn't comprehend what it was. He's like, what the fuck? Like, and he just didn't want to walk afterwards. He just... Like, he had to, like, process it. I'm like, all right, come on. He's just like, I don't know what that was. So that's what the bear looked like as it was being eaten alive. That's the problem with these movies. It's like, why are they going after people? Just eat the shit that's in the woods. Like, Anaconda has that same problem. They established the snake eats like a panther. And I'm like, there's so much easier things to kill in the wild that don't have guns. Why are you constantly going after people?
So the Anaconda, I'm going to assume, it was like, I like a challenge. And then it had the one human and was like, well, these are delicious. I need more.
It's a little bit more confusing for anacondas because it's like they eat, like, that anaconda is eating the whole movie and it's like they take a while to digest. Yeah. Anyway. Where are we at here? So they find out that the crocodile is Asian, and they have no idea how it crossed the ocean and is swimming in salt water, or they think it can swim in salt water anyway.
I think, what was the other thing? Someone said that they probably just brought it in and just like dropped it off.
Yeah. Yeah, they,
kind of like how the lanternflies got here.
Oh, God, yeah. Apparently after 9/11, a lot of Homeland Security and stuff, they were, from what I remember, they were moved to like different things. So like, making sure like invasive species gets in was kind of neglected, and that's how we got a lot of invasive species.
Fun.
Someone fact checked me on that. I read that a while ago. I don't know if it's true. But did you ever see one of those Japanese stink bugs before 2001? I didn't. Now they're everywhere. Yep. Haven't seen a lot of the lanternflies.
I feel like it once it was like, oh yeah, like if you see them, just squish them all. People went, because there weren't a lot this year. I saw a handful.
In Lancaster, there were. So people think they either moved, and also one of the theories, because I was looking it up, why aren't they around? One, people stamping them might have helped. Two,
people were like killing them on the trees and stuff too, because I remember it just being everywhere. Like even if you see this, which is like their nest,
they also think predators that weren't sure about them in the beginning caught on that they can eat them, and then they just were like,
yeah, because I think there's a thing with like bugs knowing that like don't touch other colorful bugs.
Yeah,
if that's like a thing, I think that was a thing. Maybe I'm thinking of snakes. Yeah. I don't know.
But there might have even like birds or something looked at them and were like, are we allowed to eat these? And then they might have tried and they're like, hey shit, we can eat these. Anyway, Bridget Fonda patches up Bill Pullman. You said she did the butterfly stitches right.
Mm-hmm. Because I see a lot of people like put it on like an actual Band-Aid. You're actually supposed to pull the skin because it's supposed to be a stitch.
So the movie did something right.
It did.
Didn't know you were into first aid.
Well, if you get cut, you can do your own little bandage or whatever. Have fun. Oh, cool. No, go this way.
Oh my God. Yes, you saw the craft. God damn it.
No, I was an emo kid.
Who saw the craft?
Oh, what a good movie.
So Oliver Platt, he takes his crocopter and lands it where he thinks the croc lives. Bridget Fonda,
was it in a cove, right?
Yeah. Bridget Fonda finds another head. Is it the head of the previous guy? Why wasn't that swallowed?
Don't worry about it.
So she finds a head, and I love it.
She's like, just went wee.
She's like, I keep getting hit by heads. And that's when they're like plastering the footprint that they find. And you didn't know about this twist. So this was the funniest thing to see your reaction. So Betty White is taking a cow outside, and the croc is in the water, and she's like, oh my God, does she even know she's there?
No, that's not. I was just like, oh my God, it's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Why is it just sitting there? Oh my God, is she just gonna feed that cow? Oh my God!
So
He's just sitting there. He's just sitting there like.
So this was
cool,
never
another cow.
This was never spoiled for you.
No.
So the twist is Betty White's crocodile. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's her crocodile. They confront her about it, and she's like, "I didn't do anything wrong. I can feed it a cow."
To be fair,
Yeah.
say I was in Betty White's situation, right?
Yeah.
The moment it ate my husband, that thing would be dead. Why does she love this thing more than her husband?
Because it was an accident.
It doesn't matter.
She even all right. So the story is,
There's plenty of accidents. I would still hold a grudge.
so the story is they don't know where it came from. She's like, it followed my husband home one day, and we gave it scraps, and it was like a pet that lives in the wild, and we feed it once in a while. And then she says, a horse got out. The croc thought he was being fed, and then accidentally ate the husband.
Yeah, because the husband went to intercept. And
Yeah.
did the horse survive?
I don't know.
Because I don't think that was said.
But she cares about the croc, and she doesn't want it to die. And she has some choice words for the sheriff. Cut to clip.
If I had a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it.
I've seen that gif going around a lot ever since she passed.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, oh, where is that from? Now I know.
Actually, when I type in like Lake Placid in the GIF thing, it's mostly Betty White.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah. Elsewhere, the croc shows up right next to Oliver Platt.
He
And
was chilling for a bit, too. He's just like,
well,
I'm going to slowly follow you.
not factoring in the twist, and they call this out in the movie, like, it just ate a cow. It probably wasn't that hungry. But yeah, so Oliver Platt's chilling there, and like, he realizes that the croc is probably going to kill him, and he's like, uh-oh, I made a terrible mistake. I'm not immune to crocodiles.
But then it does try to eat him, so it doesn't matter about the cow.
Yeah, so he gets in the helicopter, and the crocodile, by the way, this is the first time we see the animatronic, like, really full up.
Pretty good.
Stan Winston Studios, obviously, they had a lot of practice with this stuff. It looks great. Looks like a legit... Luckily, crocodiles kind of look they move robotic anyway, so that kind of helps.
You ever seen a crocodile run?
Oh yeah, they're so funny. Like, because
they're like on the ground underneath.
Yeah.
And then their head's poked up.
Yeah. Any lizard that runs, they're like, the ones
Do that again? If that's not clipped.
That's what I want. I want two clips. I want he's stabbing them and then me going like, I'm
why
running.
are you going like this?
That's what you did.
I did this.
You gotta, if you just Johanna, if you rotated the hand like this, that would fix it. But you're going like, yeah, that's not.
My hand doesn't sit like this.
The worst thing
It's not comfortable.
I can't imagine like someone getting murdered by you. They'd be so confused. They'd be like, oh no, I'm being stabbed? Am I being stabbed?
Why is your posture all wrong? Bend the knees, then stab.
Jesus Christ. Anyway. I can't believe that's your stabbing. It's so.
I'm not holding my hand like this is not comfortable.
Why don't you stab like that?
Then I don't have as good as a grip. Also, this still counts. Look.
So we're gonna clip this. And it's gonna be called "How to Properly Stab Someone."
If I see something, I'm gonna go look it up later. If I see something where like, oh, how do you properly hold a knife? And they're holding it like this, I'm literally coming down here and I'm going to stab you.
And I'm gonna go to Pornhub and find just hours of stuff that proves that you're not stabbing.
Why can't I do both?
Jesus Christ.
One hand here, one hand here.
So the helicopter
Like I'm
being...
milking a cow.
That's not how you milk a cow! Have you ever milked a cow?
No, but I milked a penis. Bye.
Okay, let's get back. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh. Yeah.
You're supposed to hold it and squeeze. Anyway.
You would know.
So the helicopter gets attacked by the crocodile. And it sure reminds me of that scene from Jaws 2.
What's Jaws?
Yeah, we have Jaws 2.
Yeah, we also have
Jaws 3D. We have Jaws 1 on DVD. Yeah, because there's that scene in Jaws 2 where the helicopter goes to save him and the shark pulls it underwater. Yeah. But they get away. Let me see here. So Platt wants the crocodile to live.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got a plan. We can trank this thing. And I know someone in Portland, Maine, not Portland, Oregon. Because at first I was like,
why are you going so far?
Like Portland, but I think there is a Portland, Maine. An empty oil tanker, they'll throw it in. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, so he wants to do that. They're not really on board for it. I think they're bringing.
He's been killing people.
Yeah, they're bringing up people from Florida to hunt it, who are experienced in hunting gators, I guess. They eventually go along with this plan because it is a 30-foot crocodile.
Yeah.
They're rare to find alive, I guess.
Like, don't they mention something about like the biggest one they did find alive was like a 28-foot or something? They mentioned
yeah,
something
the biggest
else.
living one according to this movie, the biggest living one was like 27 feet, but they have found corpses of 30 feet ones. There was an episode of Crocodile Hunter where they found a giant goddamn crocodile, but someone had already killed it.
Oh.
Remember they made a movie about that crocodile that killed people. And it was like based on a true story. There was a crocodile that just killed a shit ton of people and they weren't able to catch it. And they made a movie about it at one point.
No, I haven't heard
But
of
none
that.
of the advertisements said it was a killer crocodile movie. It came out when we were in high school. And I remember
So what was it? What are they?
they made it seem like it was a slasher or something. And I remember I think it came out when we were in high school. Was it Ravenous or something? And I remember a girl we went to school with was like, I saw this movie. And she's like, at the end, it was a fucking crocodile.
Is that with the girl from that new Resident Evil movie? And it was like
no,
a house.
that's Krull. That's Krull. That's a newer one. This
Okay.
movie I'm talking about came out when we were in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, it came out a while
I
ago.
don't remember how. I don't know. Whatever.
So anyway, they just take one of Betty White's cows.
Poor cow.
She's not happy about it.
Poor cow.
Yeah,
That was a real cow too.
Yeah, and they put it in the helicopter.
Just swinging in the thing. A poor
Swinging
cow.
around. Imagine being the cow that day, be like, "What's going on?
Like, what the fuck? Put me down. Why am I
I'm
in
not
this
supposed
water?
to be in the sky." They're gonna use it for bait, and Betty White, she's rooting for the crocodile. I'm rooting for the crocodile. I hope he swallows your friend's whole.
Can I be arrested for saying that?
Have law enforcement be devoured.
That was funny.
But yeah, the croc takes the bait, and they eventually drop the cow. And the
Oh wait, what
helicopter
did she
crashes.
say when they originally take the cow? Doesn't she call him like a cocksucker? Or
You're all
something?
cocksuckers.
Yeah.
I was gonna say before.
You're all cocksuckers! I knew it first, I just didn't want to say it.
She's like running after them as they take the cow.
But yeah, they crash the helicopter. Oliver Platt lives. The crocodile makes it onto shore. They're shooting him with a bunch of shit. Goes back. He chases Bridget Fonda into the water. She hides behind a tree. It happens to be in the water. I mean, that
That was a rock.
No, I thought it was a tree because it was like vertical.
Yeah, but there's spiky rocks that like point up.
Nah, I think this was a tree.
Okay.
Because I think he breaks it. But yeah, they make it onto the helicopter. Eventually, they trap the crocodile in the helicopter.
Yep, because he goes to like jump through or something because he went to like
Yeah, and he gets like stuck.
yeah.
And it's just like the end of Godzilla 98 when it gets stuck in the bridge. Yeah, so they're contemplating shooting it. Bill Pullman's just like, this thing killed a bunch of people. Fucking blow its head off.
And it's already like starting to like be sedated too. Like all
Yeah,
the-
so they got a couple
all the-
tranks in, and also they shot it with real bullets. Which the back they said it might be too armored, but
Yeah.
I'm sure they got a couple in there. Yeah, so like Brendan Gleeson starts to second guess himself, and he's like, well, it is trapped. And he's got
Yeah.
his cool cannon, and he wants to use it, but then he feels bad.
It was pretty helpless at that point.
And then Bill Pullman was like, fine. He grabs the trank gun and knocks it out.
But
And
it was a misdirect.
Yes, a misdirect.
A misdirect. 'Cause they thought it was actually a gun at first.
And I was going to say, I remember being in the theater being like, wow, they captured the crocodile. That usually doesn't happen in these movies.
Yeah.
They don't like, it doesn't end with, and then we caught it.
Yeah.
And I guess while writing it, they were like, well, that's kind of a letdown. I know it's in there to be to subvert things, because again, this is like the Scream generation.
Yeah.
Let's break the rules. But I guess someone's like, can there be a second one? So a second crocodile comes out and he gets his head blown up.
It bites Hector first and like tries it.
Yeah.
Hector's like trying to get out and then it bites him.
Yeah.
And he's like, it bit me. He bit me. And then it goes kaboom.
Yes.
But everything's okay, Tony. Everything's okay.
Who
The
survived?
cow survived. I was like, what happened to the cow?
Yeah.
Where's the cow? Where's the
cow's
cow?
just walking
And then he
on
walked.
Island.
Yeah, where did it come from? Was it just? I guess it was a girl because I saw it udder. But like, was it just chilling in the water? Like, all right, should I go yet?
It was probably like, I don't know
time
how
yet?
to swim, really.
But like, where was it in the water? You think the croc would go after that?
I don't know.
Whatever. The cow survived. Everything's fine. This movie's great.
Yeah, that's the problem with this movie, though. It's like none of the main characters die.
That's what I said earlier. The only like tense moment was like in the beginning
Yeah.
when it was like Kelly was originally threw off the boat.
Yeah.
And then nothing happens.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like he's creeping
It's-
up behind or whatever.
Anyone who dies is just like cannon fodder. Like they're just nameless, forgettable people. Like you think of Jaws, Quint dies at the
Yeah.
end. You think of Jurassic Park, Muldoon dies, Samuel Jackson dies, the Gennaro dies. Like people are dying in these. Alien, fucking everyone dies except for Sigourney Weaver. But in this one, like nobody's ever in danger.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
Even in Scream, people are in danger.
Yeah, it's just weird that none of the main characters died at all. I mean, Deep Blue Sea was smart enough to kill that one girl.
She didn't know.
Yeah, I know. That makes the scene so much fun. I always wondered why they didn't care about her death in that movie. We gotta review that movie.
I
one
love
day.
Deep Blue. Oh my god, that soundtrack slaps too. Oh.
I'm like, wow, they really don't care. That woman just died. It's like, oh,
To be fair, she kind of sucked.
she did suck. Yeah, Bridget Fonda and Bill Pullman are in love.
Yeah, for some reason. Because
And
they
they
had so much chemistry.
They go to a bar and she's still insulting him.
She's terrible.
She's like, does anyone make a move here in Maine? And like, oh, okay. Brendan Gleeson goes with Oliver Platt to the hospital and not his cop lady girl that he was trying to sleep with.
They had their little bromance now.
Yeah.
Fine.
And it ends with Betty White feeding baby
She's
crocodiles.
like, you guys
bread."
can nibble mommy's toes. To be fair, crocodiles are very cute.
Oh, those babies are going to die in the winter. They don't know how to.
Probably.
Well, reggae.
Maybe she'll bring them in.
By the way, reggae's playing during this whole thing. And you wouldn't expect this, but they actually show the surviving croc being transported. It's happening in the back of a truck. I'm like, they didn't have to.
No.
They didn't have to. They're like, yeah,
No.
we got to make sure everyone knows the crocodile's still alive.
This movie's great.
Now, yeah, so you like this movie.
Yeah, I really liked it. I would watch this again.
This movie's pretty bad, but I would watch it a million times.
But it's another one of those like Deep Blue Sea or Ghost Ship or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really shitty,
Yeah.
but it's still so good.
It's trying
It's fun.
it's fun.
It's fine and fun.
Fine and fun. Yeah. it's trying to be so clever. And
But I see what they're doing with it, and
Yeah.
it kind of works sometimes. But other times, I'm like, oh my god, why are
I
these
will
people
say
terrible?
I've never had a bad time watching this movie.
No.
I've always enjoyed it. Now I have not seen, because they went direct to video starting 2007, Lake Placid 2,
I obviously have never seen.
Lake Placid 3, Lake Placid 4, the final chapter.
Or is it?
Yes, and then Lake Placid versus Anaconda. That doesn't make the crocodile's name wasn't Lake Placid.
Maybe it is. First name Lake, last name Placid.
No, the one's name was Lake. The other one's name was Placid.
Yeah.
Now I have seen the Anaconda sequels.
Wasn't another one after the
Oh yeah, Lake Placid Legacy or something. I have seen the other sequels
Okay.
to Anaconda.
Oh.
They are awful.
I've no care to.
The direct-to-video ones are just, they look like jokes. So I'm interested to see, I at least want to see Lake Placid versus Anaconda. I really want to know what happens there. How do they merge those two worlds?
Patreon.
Maybe, yes, Patreon. We really need them to do a proper one with Bridget Fonda and Jennifer Lopez coming back. Yeah, so that is our Betty White tribute episode. Has her face been covered this whole time? Can you see her face? Yeah, you can. Our Betty White tribute episode to Betty White's best movie, Lake Placid. Johanna, where can people find us?
Well, definitely not at Casilla versus the Pod Monster.
We're still on hiatus. We have to do too many episodes of this show. I'm sorry.
No, we're on this, obviously. There's the Patreon, which you should watch. My Disney vlog is up with the worst thumbnail, but it's perfect because it's exactly how you would see these people who take the Disney vlogging super seriously.
Yeah.
And it's stupid posing like that. Like,
I literally said, I sent the picture as a joke, and then I said, "No, do you have like a real picture for the thumbnail?" And she's like, "No, we didn't take one."
I only have that one of me and him in the dark when we were super drunk in Trader Sam's.
I'm like, all right, well, I'm using this. Anal Kingdom. Yeah, so find out.
Oh my God.
Find out all about Anal Kingdom, the Disney World vlog.
There was going to be more footage, I have to say, but then there was like downpours and I really did not want to mess up the GoPro because it's not my GoPro.
It had a waterproof thing.
I didn't have it on me. I only had the one. I wasn't
okay.
carrying that around that big case. And
Oh,
it's
right,
hot. It's
right.
Florida. Come on.
Yeah, so check that out. Call our voicemail. I gotta start doing voicemails again. I only do them occasionally
Send
now.
stuff.
Send
I
stuff.
love opening packages.
We just did another mailbag that'll be out maybe when this comes out or around that time. Yeah, we've been updating things regularly. Check out the other Screenwave Media podcasts.
Yes.
Peg Warmers.
I should be appearing on soon.
Yes, we shot a batch of Peg Warmers. I don't know when our episodes come out.
No.
But they will be coming out at some point.
I will put it on my Twitter.
Yes.
Stuff like hearts.
So go over and subscribe right now to Peg Warmers to make sure you don't miss it. Talk About Games. Check out Talk About Games. And the other show. Follow Screenwave Media's accounts. We do like a little...
Mouthfuls is the other one.
Mouthfuls, yeah. Screenwave Media, we do a little graphic at the beginning of the week letting you know what's coming out. Yep. So check those out. And yeah, thank you for being a friend.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Actually, you know what's weird?
What?
The last time I went to MagFest was around this time. And in my like time... the Facebook memories, whatnot, they're playing like when we hosted that karaoke thing in MagFest, and a guy did a screamo version of the Golden Girls thing, and that literally popped up today. I'm like, what do you know? Yeah, this guy decided he wanted to sing the Golden Girls theme, but he did it as like a scream thing. I'm like, okay. He's like, thank you for being a friend. I don't remember it happening, but I filmed it. I was very drunk that MagFest. I don't remember a lot of stuff happening in that karaoke thing. But yeah, that is it from us. Goodbye.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.
Talking about tapes.